This started back in 1972, and this alternative ed has been my passion ever since I started teaching. My passion for alternative ed is incredible. Students come here with lacking credits and down in hope, and what we do here is turn that all around. And my approach has always been one student at a time, one moment at a time. When you have my attention, you have it 100%. And then when we're done, I think you're always satisfied with the outcome.
The nominees, please stand for acknowledgement. Okay, and now we need our drum roll. Somebody I know over there, Skip Weinstock.
Let's go!
I do have to say one thing, which is that Ursula, who's right here, she's standing right here, she does communications for our district, she's amazing. She asked me the other day to run a query, and not knowing, because of course Medea does not tell me anything about who has won, we ran a query, and Skip Weinstock is officially the teacher who is currently teaching, who has been here the longest, serving our district for 45 years.
This is a Lifetime Achievement Award. My remarks will be going on for a lifetime here because I just can't come up here and just say a few words. There's a lot I need to say. I want to start out by asking this, I'm not getting moonlighted, am I? Okay, so I won. No one's going to come up and say, I got the wrong envelope. My name's on here, so I guess it's good. I walked in tonight, and Josh looked at me and he said, hi, and he didn't recognize me, because most of you never see me like this. So I'm going to put you at ease right now.
Hey!
This is how you see me. Olympic pride.
That's right! Olympic!
Okay. I do have some prepared remarks, and I do appreciate the fact that those who went before me were brief, but we weren't ahead, so it's all good. Okay, here we go. I would like to begin by thanking Medea and the Mount Diablo School District for this great honor. I'm sure that the nominees being recognized tonight in the same category feel the same sense of pride and accomplishment that I do, and I'm honored to be in the same company with them. So give them a big hand. When I hear the words lifetime achievement, it most certainly gives me pause to reflect on the path that led me to this moment in time. I began my Olympic experience in 1972. Wow. I've had teachers say, you've been teaching longer than I've been alive. Yeah, okay, yeah, I agree, you're right. In 1972, I arrived from New York, having taught at a comprehensive high school for 4 years, and decided to take a year off to travel and find myself. You know, it was like the 70s. This exploration led me almost by accident to an interview at the district office where I applied to substitute to see whether I wanted to remain in teaching. I really wasn't sure. During the interview, the personnel director excused himself for a moment and returned with the news that a teacher at Olympic High School had just resigned and there was a position available that needed to be filled immediately. He described Olympic as a continuation school, a term that I was not familiar with. New York didn't call them continuation schools. So I tried not to seem uninformed, and I asked him to tell me a little bit more about the program, and as I listened, I began to feel energized and excited about the prospect of working with an alternative population of learners, and felt that it would be a kind of challenge that I was really ready for. I met with the then principal, Jack Donovan, who apparently liked what he saw in me and offered me the job. Since that day in 1972, I have never regretted my decision. And as one of my favorite prognosticators of wisdom, Yogi Berra, once said, when you get to a fork in the road, take it. In 1972, Olympic was in its infancy, with a total population of about 90 students and a less than stellar reputation. I'm thankful that I have been part of the growth and development that has led Olympic to be where it is today. One of the largest continuation high schools in the state, with an annual cumulative enrollment of over 450 students, and a program that continues to be recognized for its fierce advocacy for its students. Olympic has also received numerous 6-year WASC accreditations throughout my time and continues to be the school that allows students to find their way after their struggles at their former high school. Olympic has always been a place where innovation was nurtured and encouraged. One of the programs that I am most proud of is the Service Learning Program. Service Learning, a program that allows students to experience workplace responsibility while serving as mentors, tutors, and classroom assistants in the elementary schools of the Mount Diablo School District, as well as many nonprofit agencies throughout the Contra Costa community, began in 1976. My partner in this endeavor to create a program that allowed students to experience responsibility and instill in them the idea that they can truly make a difference in this world was Hildy Spritzer, a longtime teacher at Mount Diablo. And she's here tonight. I want to thank you, Hildy, for sharing the journey with me and for your vision that has become an integral part of the Olympic program. I also want to thank the past Olympic administrations, as well as the Mount Diablo School District and Superintendent Nellie Meyer, for their continued support for our program. But I most certainly have to give a shout out to our current principal, Lindsay Castellano, for her advocacy and support for service learning, as well as her tireless ability to continue to foster the innovative changes that keep Olympic alive and always moving forward in its desire to better serve the students of the Mount Diablo School District. What you may not know about Lindsay is that while vice principal at Riverview, she lobbied hard to find a first-year administrator to join the Riverview staff when the vice principal opening became available. Fortunately, she was successful in him joining the Riverview team. That person is Eric Wood. Are you here tonight? Stand up. What you may not know about Eric Wood is that he was a student at Olympic High School in 1994. And he joined the Service Learning Program and was placed at Mountain View Elementary School as a teaching assistant. It was there that he found his true calling. I am so proud of Eric for his accomplishments and also for his willingness to continue to return to Olympic to speak to our students about what their future can become. I have also given a special shout out to my daughter, Justina, who is also a proud graduate of Olympic High School and has served as a special ed assistant in the district for the past 16 years. She is now working toward completing her bachelor's degree and teaching credential and will be an outstanding and gifted teacher in the years to come. I love you. And I can't forget to include my son, Wesley, who also graduated from Olympic High School. And because of a unique partnership between Olympic High School and Comcast, Wesley has been a valued member of the Comcast production team for the last 8 years. While my entire career has been at the high school level, because of service learning, I find myself spending more time in the elementary schools as I supervise my students in the program. Without the continued support of the elementary administrators and teachers for having Olympic students on their campuses, the program would not be able to continue. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart. I have learned so much from spending time in the elementary classrooms, and I want to thank you for the manner in which you welcome and mentor the Olympic volunteers, as well as for how much you share and your personal involvement in making the experience a positive one. After all, service learning really means serving while learning. Your patience and guidance is what makes the program work. In addition, I have also taken away some of your methods and used them in my own personal life. Many times I have tried to communicate with various groups that don't seem to be paying attention to what I'm saying. And when I get to the point of frustration, I look at them and say, 1, 2, 3, eyes on me. To which the response is,
1, 2, eyes on you.
you got it. So why do we teach? The answer can be easily found by Googling the question as I did, and there were hundreds of responses. I would like to share my top 10 with you and the reasons why we do what we do day in and day out. Number 1, you make a massive difference in the lives of young people, even when you don't realize it. You may never know how many kids have taken your words of wisdom to heart and will go on to repeat them to their own children. But it's more than you think. 2, you are constantly learning new skills. You are hired to teach math, science, or English. You now also run clubs, referee sports, deal with conflicts, do counseling on a daily basis, but you never give up on a child. 3, no day is ever the same, ever. 4, the children teach you as much as you teach them. Every teacher has had that moment where an innocent comment from a student has seriously hit home and changed their perspective. 5, the moment where a student finally gets it. You've been hitting a brick wall, but suddenly that look of realization dawns on their face, and you know you've affected their learning forever. 6, the thank yous mean a lot. The end of the year gifts are great, but the cards and verbal gratitude from the students who you have impacted are priceless. 7, getting to see students make it after they leave is a sensational feeling. Knowing that you have played a small part in someone achieving or even surpassing their dreams is the ultimate job satisfaction. 8, you encourage students to dream big. 9, you prove that one person can make a difference in someone's life. 10, When someone you have taught comes back years later and says, "You inspired me to do better than I thought I ever could, and I want to thank you for that." Oh, I've got 11. I got one more. I have to throw this one in. Hanging out with kids all day keeps you young and ensures that your vocabulary, your fashion, and your music taste remain current and relevant. Hashtag skips the man. If you don't get the hashtag reference, please talk to someone younger at your table. So, as my Olympic journey winds its way to completion, I look forward to coming back in the fall and announcing that next year will be my last. And I will describe it as my Derek Jeter year. Ask a neighbor if they're familiar with baseball. I'll make the rounds of the elementary schools for the last time and say my goodbyes and express my appreciation one more time, and hope that you will join me in the mother of all retirement parties. Hey, Juan and Annie, get started on the invitation. It's going to be one hell of a party, and you have a year to plan. So I leave you with these final observations. It's time to consider retirement when you realize that the first students you taught are now receiving Social Security. The other realization is that when a student walks into your class and says, "My grandma said to say hello. She was in your class in 1972. I think it's time to consider other options for the rest of your life. On behalf of my family, my friends, my colleagues that are here tonight, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for this great honor, and I will cherish these moments for the rest of my life.